All right, good morning, everybody. Rise and shine. It is Thursday, December 4th, and welcome to your morning edition of First Alert Weather Extra. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Tyler Hughes. I got my cup of hot coffee this morning. You probably need yours too, because we're off to a bit of a chilly start, and it will only get colder as we head into the day tomorrow. We'll have more on that here in just a few minutes. But now let's take a deep dive into the forecast, and we'll start with yesterday's almanac. We only got up to a high of about 36 degrees yesterday out at Bradley Airport. You know, I worked in Providence before this. So the airport of record in Providence is TF Green. The airport of record in Hartford, where we record all of the weather observations, is Bradley. So in Bradley, we got up to a high of 36 degrees. You can tell how I'm doing this morning. The low yesterday was 25. That's still below average for this time of year. You know, the average high temperature for December 1st is about 45. By today, that's dropped off a degree. The average high for today in Hartford is about 44 degrees. We will remain well below average, not just today, but really through the weekend, through the beginning of next week as well. And by the time we hit December 15th, those average high, or January 15th rather, those average high temperatures are going to bottom out in the mid-30s. And then heading into February, the averages will start to climb back up again, and they'll continue climbing all the way through the summertime. So we're almost to the coldest part of the winter coming up in a little more than a month now. Temperatures out the door right now, as it stands at 8:02 this morning, are in the 20s and 30s. Coldest spot on our map is Holland right now. It looks like 21 degrees. It's 23 in Willimantic, 25 in Salisbury and Torrington. The warmest spot on our map, New Haven, not a surprise, 36 degrees there. You know, I got this nice shot of the sunrise this morning in Canton from Andrew Urban. I thought I would share it. Andrew, thank you so much for sharing your photo of the sunrise with us. We love sharing viewer photos online, on streaming as well. And remember, you can always send us your photos in the free First Alert weather app. We have a button for that. But the sunrise was gorgeous there. You see a few clouds around. You also see that the snow is on the ground still there in Canton. And because of that, let's take a little bit of a look here at the snow situation. Bridgeport, we've still only gotten a trace of snow there. But in the Hartford area now, with the storm we had earlier this week, we've gotten 2.4 inches of snow out at Bradley. And so that's just about average for where we should be this time of year. Maybe a little bit below average, 0.3 of an inch below average. Bridgeport, by now, we've usually gotten just over an inch of snowfall. And so far, like I said, we've just gotten that trace. So interesting to see that there. Here's what we're tracking in our headlines today. This afternoon, isolated snow showers, and the wind will pick up as well as an Arctic front passes through. We won't notice the temperatures drop off immediately when the front passes through around midday, but you'll really notice the cold air rushing in overnight tonight and through tomorrow. So tomorrow's a First Alert weather day. We're talking the coldest air we've seen in 9 months since all the way back in March of this year. The weekend is looking dry and temps will recover a bit, still below average, but will return to the middle to upper 30s for high temperatures heading into the weekend. So if you have any plans this weekend, you should be good to go. This is what temperatures are looking like right now. Look to the west. Off toward Chicago, 7 degrees. Minneapolis, St. Paul, it is 3 below right now. And even up toward Canada, you're seeing temperatures that are below zero at the moment. What's going to happen is we have this Arctic front that moves through midday. That is going to usher in that air mass. So the reason I'm showing you those temperatures is that's what's headed our way as we head into the day tomorrow. Today, though, a bit more manageable. High temperatures will be in the middle to upper 30s for most. 38 is our high for the capital city. Chester as well, 35. Vernon, 36. Willimantic through Waterbury. We will get up into the lower 40s along the immediate shoreline. So 42 is our high. New Haven through Bridgeport, 41 for New London. Again, we could see those chance of an isolated snow shower, and also it will be windy at times. And that leads us to show you the wind chill, right? Because it will feel cooler as long as that wind is blowing out there. Now, wind chill is calculated with sustained winds, not wind gusts. So these are the sustained winds that you see here on your screen. Sustained this afternoon anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour, but we could see wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. And so because of that, it will feel more like the low 30s this afternoon. So you'll still need to bundle up, and that wind will be biting at times later on today. Now, tonight, we have a lot of tree lighting ceremonies going on. Just one of them, 5:30 this evening in New Haven. They're lighting up their Christmas tree. Temperatures will be right around that freezing mark, and it will be clear and cold. So you'll need to bundle up if you're headed out to the tree lighting. All right, as I mentioned, tomorrow is a first alert weather day. Temperatures remaining below freezing all day long, the coldest air we've seen. The last time it was below freezing all day long was back in March, and it's going to be below freezing throughout the day tomorrow. Look at these temperatures as you're headed out to work and school tomorrow morning. We're talking temperatures in the single digits. 6 Torrington through Tolland, 8 degrees, 9 Enfield through Waterbury, 3 degrees tomorrow morning in Salisbury. Oof. And some of us will get up into the teens tomorrow morning. Won't quite drop down into the single digits, but still, it will be chilly. By the afternoon, along the shoreline, you peak out at or around 30. Inland, we stay in the 20s all day long. The good news is the wind will die down a little bit tomorrow, so the wind chill will be less of a factor. There won't be more of the biting wind. It'll just be downright cold. So if you're headed out the door tomorrow morning, jackets, hats, gloves, all of the above. If you haven't broken out your winter gear yet, make sure you do that. And another thing to think about with the cold as well is your pipes. And so we went out, we did a story yesterday. We went over to Aiello Home Services. They're a plumber up in Windsor Locks. We talked to a plumber there. He says, this is the time of year when it gets this cold, your pipes can freeze. There's a number of things that you want to do in order to protect those pipes. Roger had more details on that this morning as well. So you can find both of those stories over on our website, WFSB.com, and I highly recommend you check those out. We show you exactly what to look for and how you can prevent frozen pipes by doing some quick actions today, which I'll definitely be doing when I get home from work. All right, so the next big thing as we head into next week is an unsettled pattern. Not only do we have the Arctic air that we'll see tomorrow returning for the beginning part of next week, we also enter into this unsettled pattern, which sees multiple quick-moving clipper systems. No real blockbuster nor'easter that we're looking at next week, but it does bring a few chances for some snow showers. So could see a few isolated flurries today through the weekend as well. But notice those chances for snow inching up as we head toward the middle and back half of next week. And that is what we're looking at for those snow chances. Here on First Alert Weather Extra, one more thing we like to do is we like to take you beyond the 7-day forecast into the 8 to 14-day period. This is courtesy of our friends at the Climate Prediction Center. They put out these outlooks and they put things in terms of above or below average. The likelihood that things will be above or below average. So what we're looking at here is the third week in December. December 11th to the 18th. And it looks like there's a pretty good chance that we'll be looking at temperatures below average. A cold, cold December. So keep that in mind. It looks like precipitation, though, will be about average. There's equal chances of there being above or below average precipitation. So there's not a strong signal in terms of the rain or snow, but there is a pretty strong signal in terms of temperatures being below average there. All right, so here is that First Alert 7-day forecast for you. Chance of a snow shower later on this afternoon, but it will be windy and it will be a biting cold wind, so keep that in mind. Tomorrow morning, very, very cold. A First Alert weather day. Temperatures in the single digits and teens. By the afternoon, high temperatures will only peak out in the 20s inland, right around 30 at the shoreline. The weekend, if you have any plans, maybe you're going out tree shopping this weekend or something like that, it's looking good. Temperatures will still be a bit below average, but it will feel more mild. We'll climb into the middle to upper 30s, even low 40s along the shoreline on Sunday. Then that Arctic air returns for the beginning of next week. High temperatures drop back off into the 20s, and we see a few chances for snow showers as we head into the middle and end of next week. All right, that's all I have for this morning's edition of First Alert Weather Extra. Thank you so much for joining us here on WFSB Plus. You can always stream First Alert Weather Extra every weekday at 8:30 a.m. and then again, at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. every weekday, and then again at 9:30 p.m. 8 a.m. every weekday, again at 9:30 p.m. every weekday. We come back to give you an in-depth look at the forecast as well. For now, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Tyler Hughes. I'm going to go drink some more coffee because it feels like I need it this morning. and I hope you have a really great Thursday. Take care, everybody.